Good morning. You are watching a Business AM. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. Join in the conversation 20146 your SMS line at Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. Now, top on whatever it is that you're waking up to now is we have that announcement from Fred Matiang'i that the new COVID-19 containment measures, especially the curfew, I'm specifically saying the curfew, has been extended again for the next 1 month in the 5 disease hotspots in the country. Now, we do know what those are, so be aware that you need to be again in your house by 8 p.m. so that you're not on the wrong side of the law, because we do know exactly how the government has been going on to that. Again, this morning, what we're teasing is that petrol prices or energy prices have remained the same this morning, unchanged for the next 1 month as well. Good news for those of us who were expecting that price hike this morning as we went to the pump. Other than that, Bitcoin hit a record of $62,741 Tuesday. In fact, we did see it go to the level of 69K as of yesterday, extending its 2021 rally to new heights a day before Coinbase's share listing in the United States. Now, the world's biggest cryptocurrency, which has growing mainstream acceptance as an investment and means of payment, rose as much as 5% on Tuesday, according to Reuters. Now, Coinbase, the largest U.S. cryptocurrency exchange, listed on the Nasdaq in what is considered as a landmark victory for cryptocurrency advocates. Now, major firms including BNY, Mellon, Mastercard, and Tesla are among those to have embraced or invested in cryptocurrencies. Now, Bitcoin topped $60,000 early last month, fueled by Tesla's move to buy $1.5 billion of the digital currency for its balance sheet. Now, analysts say the multi-fold rise in cryptocurrencies is also driven by investors seeking high-yielding assets amid low interest rates. That is the introduction that we have for you this morning. And joining us to take us through this conversation are faces that we've moved with for the entire of this conversation here on a Business AM. We're joined by David Gitonga, who's the managing editor of Bitcoin KE. Good morning, David. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. How are you, Simba?
Happy to have you around, David. And Alice Anange, crypto trainer and founder, Zidane Technologies. Alice, how are you doing?
Hi, Simba. How are you? It's been a while, yeah?
It's been a while. Happy to see you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, Alice. I mean, Alice, let me start with you. They say ladies first, so let's stick to that. We've been with you since we were celebrating Bitcoin crossing the 20K mark. I mean, it's not far back. We're not talking about above 60K mark. Alice, where are we headed with Bitcoin?
Oh, it's quite an very exciting time to be in the crypto space, yeah? So definitely looking at the trajectory and how we've been moving, we have quite a number of analysts who see a very, very bullish year for Bitcoin.
Yes.
We have a lot that's been happening. We have so many huge institutions coming on board into the crypto space. We have a lot of attention, and when we have such huge institutions coming in, it means that the more people that we have in this space, then everyone wants the technology to work. Yeah, everyone wants the space to flourish and to do much better. So we definitely are in a very, very bullish year, and the market looks very, very positive. Yeah, so we've done like 3x since December. That's when we started these discussions. Yeah?
Yes.
So if anyone jumped into this system when we were starting this discussion, by now they have 3 times returns. Yeah. So I mean, we can just see by historical data, and what is happening right now, where we are actually headed in the near future.
Pretty much, it looks really quite a jump. And just before I let you go on that, because there are many areas that we're looking at this morning as regards Bitcoin, unless there are people saying that it's still too early for an investment in Bitcoin. I mean, what are you predicting? What mark is going to be the sweet mark this year, Alice?
Well, I mean, I'm not 100% certain. Yeah,
Yes.
This is there are a lot of factors in play. There are fundamentals definitely in play. There are technicals definitely in play. But we do have analysts see it go all the way as far as 150K by the end of this year, looking at the past projection. Yeah. So then again, there's no certainty at the end of it all. We know how the crypto space works. We know every time there's a certain percentage X in increase in price, we do expect retracements of 50 to 60%. So every time there's a retracement, it presents itself as a very good opportunity for other than bigger players to jump in. Yeah. So right now, looking at how it is, we have hit our all-time high of almost 66, somewhere between 66 to 67K within different exchanges. Yeah. So if you check the data, how it works, we did experience a retracement. There was a lot of volatility yesterday,
Yes.
for the past few hours, and we still expect a lot of volatility within the next few days. But what you will realize is, as we are retracing, as the price is trying to find a stronger level of support, we do have people who are jumping in, and definitely holding those levels of support. So I mean, there are so many opportunities. We cannot say we are too early. We cannot say we are too late. Some of us got into this space when Bitcoin was around $3,000, $4,000, So, I mean, you can never say whether you're too early or too late. I don't think there's any late time to get into this space. We are still the early adopters.
Pretty much. All right, David, let's quack it then. I mean, from where you're sitting this morning, David, I mean, which is the sweet mark? Are you also predicting the 150K plus mark before the end of this year, as an analyst is also joining other analysts who share the same optimism?
Well, Simba, I think I have to agree that there's a lot of optimism in the market.
Yes.
Obviously, based on what has been happening, just looking at the Q1 2021 alone, we are seeing so many institutions getting in, and this is obviously pushing the price up. So I don't want to give figures at this rate, but obviously I don't think Bitcoin is going to go down. It's just going to go up. I mean, banks, we are seeing, the drive towards having ETFs. And I think so far we have about 9 ETFs awaiting approval. Recently, I think JP Morgan said they're going to expose some of their high-end clientele into Bitcoin. So all these activities and what's happening, especially when you look at institutions, it's a clear sign that the demand is only going to go up, and the price is just going to go up.
Pretty much. David, now let's talk about the latest development really when it comes to cryptocurrency and how Bitcoin is going to develop from that. Because we do know that Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange listed on the NASDAQ, in what people are calling, well, this is what is going to drive cryptocurrency into mainstream. Do you therefore say that cryptocurrency is going to be the next apex predator, especially when it comes to happenings in the financial market?
So, yes. So I think the Coinbase listing was a milestone event in this space.
Yes.
Because I think some analysts are even comparing that to the dot-com bubble. You remember when, these dot-com companies were coming into the market, there was a lot of enthusiasm and all that. And once the enthusiasm faded, now the real companies started to actually be built. And I think we are at that stage with the Coinbase listing. This is the first exchange to actually get listed and reach those levels. I mean, it listed at a valuation of $100 billion. So you can imagine a digital asset company that was built 8 years ago, and it has been able to hit $100 billion within those years, with an underlying asset that is still hasn't been approved. I mean, we are still debating over whether an ETF will be available by this year. So I think that is a milestone event. Has it made crypto go mainstream? You could say that. I think a few days ago, I think yesterday and today, we are seeing, the Coinbase listing was actually got a lot of publicity. I think the Financial Times highlighted it. It's all over, Financial Times and other media outlets. That you could say from that perspective, yes, it is helping bring more awareness into the crypto space. Moving forward, I would not be surprised to see, an ETF launch. I mean, I'm very particular about having an ETF because I think that will also be a key milestone towards the mainstream adoption.
Alice, last year, and I remember at the start of this year as well, when we're talking about how Bitcoin has been jumping, I remember I asked you this question, that is it time that we consider Bitcoin now mainstream? And the only thing that we were looking at was how bigger companies like Tesla and Twitter were also now considering Bitcoin as just a form of currency that you could use for their services. But now with Coinbase listing, I mean, you have to say that is this the official step towards mainstreaming Bitcoin, is it not, Alice? Alice, is it possible you could unmute your microphone?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can get you now, Alice.
So we can say that it is.
All right, Alice, let's just wait for your audio to come back. We seem to be having some difficulty in getting you, Alice, this morning. Hopefully, our sound engineers are going to work on it this morning. All right, let's cross over to David. David, I mean, from where you said it this morning now, is it time for companies now to also start investing in Bitcoin if there's this now bigger drive that we've seen by the listing of Coinbase?
So I think that's a very good question, and
Yes.
it's quite key considering where we are right now when it comes to digital assets investments.
Yes.
Like I mentioned, institutions are actually the driving force of the current, the market of the crypto market. According to the last statistics, about one of the largest digital asset companies in the US put out a report saying in 2020, 87% of their clientele was actually institutions. When you look at Q1 2021, we are seeing these huge institutions that a lot of us know. We are talking about Tesla, we are talking about JP Morgan, and obviously others that are already in line. They're already getting into crypto. So I think the question then would be, what are our institutions in Kenya or across, the developing nations? What are they doing? Are they looking at these assets like serious investments or ways on how they could possibly hold some of their assets in crypto or Bitcoin? So I think we are at that point. I remember, I think yesterday I had a talk with I listened to a talk by the Retirement and Benefits Authority of Kenya CEO, and he was asked, are pensions ready to go into crypto? And he said, we're still waiting. We want to wait and see how that goes, and we'll possibly be the last people to get into this.
Yes.
So I think that's where we are right now. A lot of institutions are still doubtful. Do we get in? Is it early? Do we wait and see how it actually performs? So I think that's where now we are stuck, sort of. For me, I would personally say this is the best time for institutions to get in. It's always nice to get in before everybody's now, starts flooding and into the market.
Yes. And I don't know, Alice, can you confirm what you can get me so we can actually take one question from you before we go on this short break? Alice, are you with us?
Yes, I hope the audio is okay now.
It's okay. Alice, in 2 minutes,
Okay.
and I want to ask you these two questions together so you can actually respond to them. Because just before we experience that technical difficulty, Alice, I asked you, with the listing of Coinbase, is that the official statement from a cryptocurrency that now we are mainstream as opposed to relying to these bigger corporates that are already in it? And Alice, if you look at exactly what's happening, especially in Nigeria and Kenya, there are already talks from regulators asking investors to hold on from getting into cryptocurrency. Are they going to be caught out, or they have a point?
Coinbase is actually like the hugest exchange in the US, yeah?
Yes,
So
yes.
by it being listed in NASDAQ, yeah, it shows that the institutions, even the governing bodies in the US, yeah, have seen the potential and have confidence in this space, yeah? So I would say it's actually a very good start to mainstreaming the cryptocurrency space, not just Bitcoin, because we have institutions coming in using Bitcoin as a way to hedge their assets and to protect themselves from inflation. But we do have other assets and cryptos that are coming in that have very strong use cases in solving some of the challenges that are even being experienced in the financial institutions like the banking system.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is actually very, very positive for the space. Yeah, it shows that it's the first huge step of mainstreaming, and it's actually acceptable. Yeah, in the US. Yeah. So when we look at what is happening in Kenya and in Nigeria, in as far as regulators saying don't go in or don't do, I think they really need to just get more informed and more educated about what is happening outside there, yeah, because people who have been in this space have been following. We are in these networks. We understand the trend that is happening, yeah, what has been happening from when the cryptocurrency space started, how it's been adopted, how it's flowing, how some of the challenges are being solved by this new technology, So I think it's just more of people need guidance, they need education, they need to actually understand this space so that they can be able to make informed decisions on whether to get in or not. I would say there's no right time and there's no wrong time, yeah? So we just need to put systems and measures in place, probably follow the lead of countries like US, yeah, and China, and all these other guys who are even working, all these other institutions who are even working on and collaborating with the crypto space and the digital asset space. So in my opinion, I would say there's no wrong time and there's no right time. Yeah. So it's always a good time to get into crypto.
There's no wrong time, there's no right time. And on that quote from Alice, we come to the end of our first part of the economic review. Now you do know exactly where we stand as matters regarding Bitcoin. And should you want to talk to David and Alice, you do know what to do. 20146, your SMS line, and at Metropole TVKE will actually lead you to them so I can tell you how you can start investing in Bitcoin today. Alice, David, thank you very much. We take a short break.